Hello, welcome back to FRL for the last round of the season. What an absolute roller coaster it's been through round 1 all the way to round 21. I've been here for the whole races. How you all doing tonight? Hope you're having a good night. And we're here and we're about to go off into the lobby. So welcome everybody. Apologies for the thing on the right. I don't know how to change that because yeah, I did change accounts. But anyways, it'll be much easier reading the comments than reading my phone. Doing that. Might be able to see as much as I can, but anyways. As we all start to ready up then, and off it's the Temple of Speed as they call it in the Italian GP. Longest straights. Tight, heavy braking zones, especially turn 1 and turn 2. The chicane down at turn 3 and at turn 4 too. They're the heaviest braking zones. Very easy to misjudge in turn 1. Need to pick the right braking point into turn 1. And I won't have Leroy with me here. I don't know where he is. He's supposed to be doing it. He wanted to do it with me, but turns out he's not turned up or messaged me, so I'll have to go without him. Right then, so bright sunny conditions then in the qualifying session. So I enabled the whole chat map, and we'll see who's the first one to come out of the pits then. The strategy is soft to mediums around here, or mediums to softs. I don't think the hard tyres are necessary around here. Hey, did you see the message about who will win the positions in the announcements in tier 2 channel? No, I didn't. I saw your message on Twitter, but I didn't see the message on. I didn't see the message on whatever you said on the announcement thing, because I never checked Discord. Let me go turn that off because it is distracting. I don't know how to. There we go, much better, and yeah, I can finally see clearly now. Right then, so Javier is the first man out on the track. Then in the Haas, bright sunny conditions. Then tire temperature could be a problem around here. Don't know, because I did hear some people struggling with tire temperatures. Let's hope that's not a factor in this race. I don't really tend to struggle with tyres a lot in this Italian GP. It's just the USA where I struggle with the tyre temperatures. Can you all hear me? I presume so. It is a new account. This is one of the corners I definitely struggle on the most. If I don't get the first one right, I won't get the second one right. Moitini's retired again. Yeah, so down at turn 3 and 4, I just tend to struggle around there. Turn number 5 ain't too bad. The first Lesbo. Turn 6 to the second Lesbo. I usually miss the apex because I go out wide to get a good launch coming out of there, but also costs me a bit of time. But you have the message on like how Houseman, Finley and Patrick can win. If you don't mind, Miku, can you send me that on Twitter please, because I don't check Discord whatsoever unless I mentioned. Interesting there, you saw Javier take loads to the curb in that Ascari chicane, Ascari corner, and he almost lost the back end considering he's on 0 EOS and lean, so he's got to be careful not to do that on his flying lap. Coming round Parabolica then. Thank you, Miku. Thank you so much. So then onto the lap he goes. Javier approaching over 230 kilometers an hour. Coming down to the first corner, brake just after the 150 meter board. Sliding his way slightly into turn 1. Now headed into turn 2. Decent exit coming out of turn 2. We've got an Alpha behind us. Is that Alpha? I think it's Wolvesy. Yes, it is Wolf in the Alpha. This is in DMs now. Thank you. Coming down into turn 3 then. Second chicane. Take a lot of curb. Half curb on turn 3 and half curb on turn 4. Took it really decent there. Cautiously but decent through turn 5 we go then. Keep the minimum speed up. Use the exit to support the car. Coming down into turn 6. Breaking the 100 meter, 50 meter board. I'll read it out as soon as we've done Javier's lap time. Coming down to the short straight then as we head into Ascari. Most people tend to struggle in Ascari. Let's see how he takes it. Breaking up the 100 meter board, taking a bit of curb, which he really doesn't, but he takes a lot of curb through there. And he gets on the curb, which I struggle with because every time I go on that curb, I tend to lose the back end and just spin the car around, which is rather frustrating. But he took it 5th gear through there, and I take it 6th gear, so maybe that's a problem for me. I don't take it through 5th gear if I'm supposed to or not. Then Javier comes round the final corner and he sets a 19.8 as his first lap time. What about Wolves E? Goes back into the pit, so I wonder if he just made a slight mistake. Libidal's backed out of it. Who else is out there on their flying lap? Tibbets, as he comes across the line in the Ferrari, goes... Oh, that's not a representative lap time from Tibbets then. Libidal is about to start his second flying lap time, or is it his out lap? Nope, it's second flying lap time, so I think he made a mistake on his first flying lap. As you can see, a 22.5. Chris is going to go for a lap time as well. Patrick's in the pit, so he must have made a mistake too, or invalidated it. Go on board with Kyle then, in the Alpha. Let's see where he can place this as he comes around the final corner then. Through the Parabolica we go, as Houseman goes up into second place, just ahead of Nav Go. It's a 20. Kyle comes across the line, set at 20.2. Terrace is losing the back end, through braking. A massive oversteer, and that's compromised his lap time. And who else is on their lap time then? We're going board with Kefman then. Doesn't take the best line through Parabolica as Finley goes up into first place. It's 19.7 for him in the Williams, and Kefman 21.8 for him. Kyle up into 5th place. Doug Arb's in 6th place. Kefman gets nicely out of the way for him. Now I'm going to read the championship. Finley wins if he needs to finish second plus fastest lap. Houseman first with plus no fastest lap. Finley second. Houseman wins if Houseman's first plus fastest lap. Houseman wins it. Houseman second place. Finley fifth with no fastest lap. Houseman third with fastest lap. Finley sixth. Houseman third. Finley seventh. Houseman fourth. Finley eighth plus no fastest lap. Houseman fifth. Finley ninth with no fastest lap. Houseman sixth. Patrick doesn't win and Finley is outside of the points. Patrick wins. Patrick first plus fastest lap. Houseman in 6th place. Finley in 10th. Patrick first. Houseman 6th with no fastest lap. Finley outside the top 10. Jesus, a lot of mass there for double points tonight. Don't think I am too smart for that one. SHR then goes up into first place at 19.5 in the Toro Rosso. Not bad from him. The Dutchman in first. Where is Houseman? Houseman's in 4th place, just behind Finley in 2nd. Javier splits them both. The Garbs comes back into the pits. Game Freak's in 8th place, probably on his in lap. Wolf going for another lap. He's down in 13th place. Remember, he came back in the pits on that lap. As he heads down into turn 1 then. Slightly missing the first apex. You want to take a little bit of curve through the first corner. Straight ups the car, gets on the power coming out of turn 2. And coming through the Curb Grande. Take a tight line to minimise the distance as we head down into the second chicane, turn 3 and 4. Breaking at the 100 metre board, take half of the curve through here, which he doesn't, and he doesn't do there. Not the fast way to take it, almost gets a bad exit coming out of turn 4. The car's just moved around just a bit at the rear end, and just let me go check the comments. Who do you think will win? Where's Ryan Webb? Ryan Webb's down at 18th. Who do I think is going to win? That's a good question. Who is going to win? That's nice from Wolf there. Yeah, who's going to win? I would say either Yuri or Finley or Patrick. Or Javier. I know Javier's got some decent pace, but he's been fluctuating throughout the whole season. 1 minute he's there and 1 minute he's not. Ryan Webb, I've not seen his pace in Italy, but I know he's got some decent pace on him. I'm about to see Wolf comes across the line, and where can he go? He goes up into 4th place. So pushes Houseman further away from his championship rival. Where's Patrick? Down in 16th place. We've got some cars just very close together and getting out of the way. Right, who the next question? Hello BJ, I don't like double points. Well, how come you don't like it? Last time we had double points with F1 was 2014 at the Abu Dhabi GP. Patrick goes up into first. That was one of my predictions. He's up into first place at 19.4. Libidal gets a decent slipstream off of the Williams ahead of him. That's Chris ahead of him. And yeah, both of them on their flying laps. You can see Chris ahead of us as he heads down into turn 1 then. So if Chris makes a mistake, let's hope Libidal's not very close to him and collects him as well. There's Ryan Webb then, coming on the second DRS straight. How come you don't like double points? I don't know what my opinion is on double points. Last time we saw it obviously was 2014. Ryan might have an invalidation there, going wide to Ascari. If he doesn't, then he'll pick up a decent slipstream off Finley, which he does. Finley also another. Ryan Webb also could have been a championship contender if he didn't have those DNFs and turn up to some. Ryan comes across the line, and where will he place that Ferrari? He places it up into 5th place, so he splits. Further pushes him away from Finley and Hausman. Nav Gomeister then, another interesting driver to watch, his teammate down in 2nd place, a 10th off of Patrick, who's on his outlap. As like I said, Libernau, who I was talking about. So what's happened between those two then? Well, Chris is backed out of it, and Libernau's got a 5-place grid penalty for collision with Chris. Like I said, those two were close together, and like I said, if Chris made a mistake, Libernau's so close to collect him. Game Freak's on his outlap, starting his flying lap. Timmins comes across the line, and Timmins will go up into 11th place, 6/10 up on his personal best lap time. The leaders of Tier 2 agreed to it. Oh, so Finley actually agreed to double points. Do you know what? If I was Finley, I would not agree to double points whatsoever, considering my championship rival is so close to me. And the Italian Grand Prix, anything could happen, especially down at the first corner on the first lap. We know that there's been quite some mistakes down there. Here's Finley then. Round the final he goes to Parabolica. And will he put his car? Yes, he will, I think. Yeah, no, he goes up into 2nd place. He almost beats Patrick's time, but he's 8 thousandths away from Patrick. Yuri Games also out there on his flying lap, always on the gravel. That's his lap time ruined. Don't want to carry too much speed, but you've got to take it nice and fast through there to turn 3 and 4. I don't think he bounced over that curve, did he, in turn 4, but that's rather messed up his lap. It's very difficult through there, especially myself taking it. The race is not so bad, but here comes Libernau, and I think Libernau's about to start his flying lap. Hausman then. Hausman, the championship rival. Currently down in 9th place. Can he improve? Comes round the final corner in Parabolica. Can he go and match Finley's time? Can he get up there? Yes, he can. He goes on pole, and 19.3, a 10th up on Patrick in 2nd place. Patrick's on his outlap. Where's Finley? He's going to come back in the pits. He's got an Alpha behind him. Who's that Alpha? Getting a lovely tow, and that is Wolf. I think Wolf is on his outlap. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Oh, I think he's about to start his flying lap. Timmins is speeding madly in the pits there. You see that? He carried a lot of speed through the pits. On board with Game Freaks, I haven't really mentioned him much in the season. Where is F1 Champ? F1 Champ's not here. So, having double points allows Patrick. You didn't know what? Hausman, Patrick and Finley, the top 3 in the championship, they come close together. One of them's going to win the one of them's going to be frustrated with each other. They come together, it's going to give one of them a chance of winning the championship. If Patrick wants to win, well, he's got a slight chance of winning, but not much. He needs Hausman and Finley to come together wherever on track. This track is difficult, and that was Chris who went off wide into Parabolica. Gay Freaks is back in the pits. Like I said, can Chris help his teammate? Chris is currently down in 14th place at 20.6. So, can Chris help his teammate? Assist him in the championship maybe? Laggy Racers joined, but all 20 drivers are here. Demon Racing then, on board with him. Taking a tight line through the Nouveau chicane. Can't remember now. Curb Grande, now coming down into turn 3 and turn 4. Very easy to dip a wheel on the gravel. Coming down into turn 5, the first Lesmo. Keep the minimum speed up as we come through the second Lesmo. Turn at the 50-meter board. Slightly missing the apex through there, and he's spun, and he's going to hit the wall, and he's lost part of his front wing. So nicely done from Demon Racing there. Only kidding, but there is Patrick then, a 10th up on his lap time. This lap time will put him in a 19.3 unless he can find more time through the last sector as we head down into Parabolica. Where is Demon Racing? Currently down in 19th place. Has not set a lap time yet, neither has Safei. As Patrick will come across the line, and no he won't, he's going to go in the pits. Did not see him make a mistake through there, and that lap time could have put him on pole. So what was he worried about? Could it be he's waiting for the track to evolving? Could it be, I don't know what it is, but he's came back into the pits. I don't know why he didn't complete that lap time. Javier then, 1/10 up to the middle sector. Where is he? 19.7. This will get him up to 4th place if he can find more time through this last part of the track. And he backs out. Hello Gavin, how are you? We've got a top 3 fight for the championship. Double points on offer tonight. So double points are on offer tonight. The top 3, which is 1st, 2nd and 3rd, Houseman, Patrick and Finley, all in the championship fight. Finley, the championship leader, I think he's 9 points ahead. I didn't check the championship, but he's below 10 points to Finley. Let me go check the championship now because I've not checked it. Hello JJ and hello Gavin, how are you? Let me go check the championship then because I've not checked the championship standings for a long time. Standings 2, 30th of May. So Finley Stewart is... oh, he's actually 15 points ahead of Houseman. So 15 points, and Patrick is 48 points behind Finley. Like I said, he's got a very highly unlikely chance of winning the championship. If he wants to win the championship, let's be realistic here. Finley and Houseman need to retire from the session in the race. To be realistic about it, Patrick needs those two to retire. Otherwise, one of those two are going to be championship. Double points here. If it wasn't double points, then Finley will have a comfortable lead and a good buffer over Houseman. If it was normal championship standings, 15 points ahead means Houseman needs to finish 4th or above to ensure that he gets the championship. But double points on here tonight, making it even harder for Finley. Houseman's on pole, and if he was to stay like this, what's it? 25, 50 points, 30 points, 20 points. I think if Houseman finished in 1st and Finley finished in 3rd, then Houseman would win the championship. Fastest lap, I don't know. Apologies for the noise in the background. So is it double points for fastest lap then? If you get 1st place, if you get the fastest lap, you get 2 points, right? If I'm correct. Anyways, I need to go watch Yuri Games. It's about to start his flying lap. He heads down into number turn 1. There's Finley in the background, and he's about to start his flying lap 2. Where is Patrick? There he is on his out lap. Yellow flags everywhere in sector 3. Nav Gomeister currently outside the top 10. He's in 11th, and I don't know if he's on a lap time or not. Yuri heads to the second chicane. Misses the first curve, takes a lot of curve, and he gets to the gravel again. The second time he's done that. But I think it's safe to say he's got to continue because that wasn't so bad than last time. Oh, he's backed out of it. He's got enough time to do another lap time. Has he got the fuel? He needs to start saving ERS now, so he's definitely got enough time. He can't come back to the pits, and he's got to hope he's got enough fuel in the car because that's the second mistake he's done at the exact same spot. I'm going to go on board with Chris then, heading down into Ascari. Let's see how he takes the first part of it, not too bad. The second part, he's going to drift out wide through here, compromise his run through the last part of Ascari. And where can Chris go? That's his Williams teammate ahead of him as well, so I want to watch him. Where is he? There he is. Kefman gets out of the way. Where can Finley go? Can he put it back on pole? I think he can. Yes, he can at 19.2. Finley is on pole, but what about Houseman? He's down in 2nd place. 1/10 up to the 1st sector, now coming towards the 2nd Lesbo. We're going to go on Patrick first because he's the next one to cross the line out of all 3 of them. Takes pole, 19.2. Where's Houseman? There he is. Where's his teammate? His teammate could give him a lovely slipstream. His teammate's retired from the session, so he can't get no slipstream off his teammate there. Coming around Parabolica then. Now Houseman needs to get a good exit. This is his last chance to do anything about it. Can he get pole? We're about to find out in a few seconds time. Can he get pole? Yes, he can. It's an 18.9. Houseman is on pole at 18.9. Where's Patrick? He's already completed his lap time. Finley's completed it. And anyone else on pole? Who's that Toro Rosso? That Toro Rosso in the middle of the track. That's not Gomeister, but Yuri 1/10 up. Can Yuri get involved among the championship rivals there if he can improve in the third sector. Coming round Parabolica then, Houseman on pole position ahead of Patrick. The top three in the championship are close together. Where can Yuri go? He goes up into 4th place. Ryan Webb's in 6th place. Wolf in 7th. Where's Timmets? Timmets in the pits there. Chris not on a lap, is he? No, he's in the pits too. What about Game Freaks? V8 Field left as well. Game Freaks not on a lap time. V8 Field coming around Parabolica. Where's I Am Safari? There he is as he comes round the finish line, and he's going to set 12th place. V8 Field coming across the line to stay where he is, and I don't think he improved either. So Houseman on pole ahead of Patrick. Finley on the second row of the grid with Yuri Games. Interesting top 4 then. I bet he's delighted with that, but we still got the race to go. 50% done, and let's see what it is then. This is going to be very interesting. I believe, let me go read out the predictions then. If Houseman wants to win, Houseman finishes first, plus fastest lap, Houseman wins it. So Houseman needs to win. As who's that? That's a 5. Lebanon gets a 5-second time penalty for collision with who was it? Chris. So Houseman on pole, 2/10 ahead, and 2/10 ahead of Finley, almost 3/10. Yuri further behind. Demon Racing in 5th ahead of Ryan Webb. Wolf in 7th ahead of Kyle. The two Alfa Romeos getting a good qualifying result as well. Let's not discount them. 7th and 8th. With Kyle getting in the top 10 there. JV in 9th. Timmets in 10th. Finley second. I mean Houseman second. Finley needs 5th. If Patrick finishes first, Houseman needs to be 6th, and Finley 10th. Houseman for the win. We'll find out soon, boys. It is a dry race. Houseman really needs to get a good start off the line. He doesn't want to be swamped by the field. Headed down into turn 1. Finley on the second row of the grid. Can he get a good start? Can he tuck it behind his championship rival Slipstream? Can he get ahead into turn 1? Patrick, will he jump Houseman off the line? Will he get himself up into first place in the first corner? If Patrick wins, realistically, Houseman and Finley need to retire from the session. Heading on to the race then, this is going to be a very interesting one. Hopefully nothing bad happens, and hopefully it's a clean race between all 3 of them. Big pressure on tonight for Houseman and Finley. I don't think much pressure is on Patrick because, there's a Ferrari's in the wall, and that is, let me guess, Timmets. Yes, it is Timmets. So, wait, what's happened there? He was in the wall. Right then, so I don't think much pressure is on Patrick because if it wasn't for double points, he would have been out of the championship fight, but double points has saved him. Got a possible chance of winning the championship, but it's highly unlikely. Unless these two with first and third retire, then it's likely. But realistically, the championship fight is between Finley and Houseman. Patrick, not much big pressure. All he can do is just win the race if he can. I don't think Patrick needs to focus on the championship. If he does, if he relies on the championship, then he's going to struggle under pressure. He just needs to focus on the race. That's all he needs to focus on. But Houseman and Finley, for their sake, have to focus on the race, have to focus on the championship, where they're going to finish. Finley under big pressure because he's in 3rd place. Houseman, he says he don't deserve the championship, but he does. Anyone deserves it. Oh, who's that in the wall? That's a Red Bull. That's a Korean who's in the wall. Did not take part in qualifying like Wojtinho didn't. I don't understand why Wojtinho doesn't like taking part in qualifying. Kefman on the hard tyres, not really the best tyres to go on. The ideal strategy is probably the mediums or softs, but the hard tyres he will be struggling just a bit, especially at the start of the race. Medium tyres for Navgo, the Garbs, Game Freaks, Korean and Wojtinho. Soft tyres for Libidal. Both McLarens have opted to go on the soft tyres. People outside the top 10, Tafay and Chris on the soft tyres too. Top 12 on the softs, 13 downwards. mediums, hards and softs as well. Are you going to be done in... Yes I am, yes I am, don't worry mate, I am going to be done in time. What track is it tonight, Willem? What track is it tonight if you're still there? I don't mind who wins the championship, as long as it's a good race then it's all good. I really hope it is a good race. Very intense as well. Finley is going to have to get a good start, or have to stay in the slipstream. Strategy will be crucial as well. Spain, damn it, not Spain. Intense moments there for the last race, double points on the line. The lights go out, we are underway for round 21. Who gets a better start off the line? Will it be Houseman or Patrick? Look at Finley, gets a beautiful start off the line. He's actually jumped both of them. Finley is up into first place. There's a massive crash in the midfield again. The Italian Green P, both Alphas, both that Ferrari, the Williams, and there's a massive crash. Mercedes as well got caught up in that. And yeah, the safety car has to be deployed because look at that. Mercedes has retired, and that is Safay, who is reserve for Alex. Navgo has lost his front wing, and who was that? Timmets as well involved in the Ferrari. So Finley, first place ahead of Yuri. Houseman got... Oh, I don't know what happened to him. Did he get a bad... He looks like he got away well, but the second phase of the start, I think Finley had the best starts overall in first place. Patrick is down in fourth place. So Houseman's in third place. That means Finley will go on to take the championship if it stays like this. The championship leader in first. I really hope it's a good, intense race. Yeah, that wasn't really good of a start, was it? Thankfully, no championship rivals were involved in that one. Navgo, Chris, Timmets, and the Mercedes getting involved. I did see both Alphas get involved, but it looks like they managed to spin themselves around. So both Alphas were Kyle. Did he get any full wind damage? He for sure got involved in that incident. I did see both Alphas spin round. Yes, he has. What about... No, he hasn't actually. What about his teammate? Yes, he has. So one of the Alphas will come into the pits at the end of this lap. Let me go rewind that, in fact. Let me go rewind that because... oh, who's that? That's two guys in the pits. Wow. They're rolling the dice on strategy here. Houseman and Yuri are in the pits. Now, is that a good decision or not? What tyres will they go on to? Hards. Well, oh God, I don't really think that's a good idea because remember, safety cars are highly likely in this GP. People will lose. Look at that, there's a train of cars in the pits behind them. Houseman and Yuri. Yuri's on the medium tyres, and I don't believe those tyres will make it to the end because I pitted on lap 2, the end of my GP. Well, I had front wing damage on lap 1, pitted on lap 2 for a brand new set of mediums, and got disqualified because I forgot to change tyres. I don't think those tyres will go to the end. I almost made my tyres go to the end, but I always got a puncher too, so Yuri needs to be careful. Houseman, I think those hards could go to the end. Houseman is gambling. Will this gamble work or not? Do you know what? I don't think it will work because safety cars are highly likely. They're going to get stuck in a DRS train, and yeah, I don't think it will work for his case. Massive gamble for Houseman. I want to see if it works. If it was me, I would have stayed out, of course, but ooh, I don't know if he made the right decision there. Going on the hard tyres, those tyres will go to the end, but they've caught up to the field again. There's a medium runner in front of him. The Garbs has left the session. Kyle on the soft tyres. We'll find out then if those tyres could go to the end or not. Who is that McLaren in the background got off at Scori? That is V8 field. And he's lost part of his front wing too. So he'll be going back in the pits again. My guy has crashed under the safety car. P9 to P10, just one lap. Wojtinho. Oh yeah, let's not forget to mention Wojtinho, the guy that started in last place, is up into ninth. The guy that loves missing qualified and avoiding it is up into ninth. My guy avoided all that chaos. He's up into ninth place as the Polish driver, and he's behind Krian. Krian had a qualifying ban, I believe. If not, following Wojtinho's lead there. Wojtinho, where did he start? Started down in last place. Korean started down in 19th place. The Garb's up into 4th place. He's the highest. Oh yeah, he's left the session. Don't matter. Well, let's hope he can get. Let's hope he can rejoin the session. Right then, safety car will be coming in the end of this lap. Housebird up into 10th place. You know what? I think Patrick might be able to overtake Housebird in the championship standings if it stays like this. $36 points to Patrick and 2 points for Housebird at the moment. Housebird, why did you go on to? I think he should have. To be on the safe side, I think he should have followed what the others were doing. I know people say go on a different strategy to others, but can't risk it. Might have shot himself in the foot, might not. You know what, if I was him, I would have stayed out there because Patrick, both my rivals stayed out there, whereas I rejoined down in 10th place and struck behind people, so I would have gone on to the, well, I would have stayed out. If I was him, because safety cars are more likely to come out again, so you can't, if the safety car does come out, for example lap 10, 11, 12, switch over to the medium tyres and go to the end on that. It's an interesting strategy call, and I think he can go to the end on these tyres, but I don't think he wants to go on the end because with the safety car, I'm going to say the safety car will come out, always comes out in the Italian GP. The Garbs has rejoined back, and interestingly lap 4 usually comes in at lap 3, so that's strange. So we'll be headed on to lap 5 then for racing. I've noticed this safety car stays out a bit longer because it usually came in at the end of lap 3, but it stays out one more lap. Hoping the soft runners, of course. The Garbs, unfortunately for him, is up into 3rd place. I thought he was in 4th. So what happened at the start of the race there? Both Alphas and Mercedes. Let me go check the restart of the race. Quite messy down there. I think the Toro Rosso and the Alpha came close together. They both squeezed each other on the grass. Mercedes went on the grass at the start of the race. Someone hit the wall. I think the Alpha bounced into somebody and bounced off onto the Toro Rosso. Both Alphas, one of them crashed in the wall. One of them went on the grass. Ferrari spun on his own. The Williams went in the wall to avoid the chaos. The Mercedes, innocent victim, out of the race. Well, I did see some contact at the back, watching it back, and I can't quite tell who it is. There was definitely contact made at the back of the. I think that was the Williams who got involved too. That Mercedes got smashed into the wall there, bounced back. I can't really see from that angle. Off the track, the Toro Rosso. Picky hit the Toro Rosso, retired from the session, and they're racing again then. So lap 5. Where is Housebird? Housebird currently down in 9th place. He's behind Wojtinho. And there's Libby now. Going to make a move down into turn 1. Down the inside. No, the Ferrari breaks late. As Housebird goes down the inside. He makes the move stick and he's up into 8th place. Libby now fighting back. The Red Bull behind him. Libby now wants to go alongside him. No, get off the curb. You don't want to go on the curb there because it will make your car loose, and it goes around the outside into turn 3, the second chicane, and he's ahead. Korean in 7th place. Both Red Bulls there, both Red Bulls in 7th and 8th. I think Korean should get out of the way for his teammate to let him pass. He doesn't really want to fight his championship rival, well, his teammate who's in the championship fight with Finley. I'd love to see what Patrick and Finley would do as well in the 1st and 2nd place, because Patrick, remember those two came together in Finley. In Belgium, sorry, not Finley. Those two came together in Belgium. In the wet, of course. 1 second is the gap between the top two. JV on the back of the Garbs. The Garbs has rejoined the session. JV will go down the inside. He's up into 3rd place. And in the background, we can see both Red Bulls don't really want to fight each other. as Houseman's ahead. Now he hits the back of his teammate. He hits the back of Chris as well. Chris on those soft tyres. I don't think they're brand new. Chris is up into 8th, so we push Houseman further behind. We expect Chris to be faster because he's on those soft tyres. But look at Crean. Now this is rather risky for the championship leader, or the championship fight, sorry, because it's 3 wide coming into turn 1. He should not hit his teammate. Now this is not really helping Houseman. DB race. Oh, he's got off the track. He's got off the track. Where is he? He's down in 11th place. Got a wheel spin at the exit of turn 2. Couldn't find the traction and went off the track onto the grass. Nav Go-Meister versus Tim as the two Dutchmen going side by side. Down the inside goes Timmets. Both making contact with each other. He pushes him in the gravel and he loses a place. 2 places in fact. Timmets down in 16th place. And look at that, he's struggling with brakes and ABS as well. So Houseman down in 11th place, not really helping his case whatsoever. Meanwhile, Patrick at the back of Finley, anything could happen. Do you know what? I think Houseman should have pitted because stuff like that is bound to happen. And who's that? That's Korean versus Demon Racing. Both going side by side as they head into the parabolic. Houseman, Korean gets ahead of the Racing Point. Well, still side by side coming out of the final corner. Which one of them? Red Bull going on the grass there. Which one of them get ahead as they both go side by side down the straight. Saw down to the straight line speed of that car. Which car is better on straight line speed? Look at his ERS. Look at that. Heading down into turn 1 then. He outbrakes him into turn 1. Heading into turn 2. Will he go off the track? Nope. Do you know what? Both making contact still. Side by side coming out of turn 2 then. They're still side by side. As Demon Racing gets ahead. Look at his ERS though. His ERS needs saving because he won't help his case. And going on the grass won't help him. Look at Wojtyła. Will he go down the inside? Thought about it. No. Who's that Red Bull? Going off the track there. And he's lost a place to Wojtyła. Lost 2 to his teammate. And crucially, the gap between the top 2, 1.6 for Finley's out of DRS range. So Patrick needs to get a move on then to get in first place. 1.6 is the gap between the top 2. Finley looks comfortable out there. In all fairness though, Houseman should not have pitted. He should not have pitted whatsoever. It's a bad call because look at that, he's dropped down into 10th place. I knew this was going to happen because he's on the hard tyres and the guys around him are on the softs or mediums. It was a bad call. A call I wouldn't make whatsoever. I think Yuri and Houseman should not have pitted. I knew it was a bad idea pitting and Wojtyła then breaking the slipstream between himself and Houseman. Houseman did get past him but Wojtyła took the place back. Heading down the straight into Garbs is overtaking Ryan Webb. Saves it from going off the track there. And he doesn't overtake Wojtyła. Yellow flags is set to one. That's the Garbs. He's gone off the track. He's lost the position to Chris and Ryan Webb. And Finley, look at that. Struggling into the second chicane. And the gap's gone down to 9/10 as well. It is difficult with no ABS. You need to get it spot on, otherwise things like that. But there's big small stature on you if you don't get it right. And look at Patrick in the DRS range. You can see Finley again. Look at Libby now on the back of Javier. Yuri sets the fastest lap. He's down in 18th place. I don't know what happened to him. As things stands, Finley will win the championship and yellow flags are set to 2. Is that a Red Bull again? Yes it is. No, that's a Toro Rosso. That's Nav Go-Meister in the wall again. And down the inside goes Game Freaks on the Red Bull of Korean. Korean goes off the track and onto the gravel. That's not the place to go. Yellow flags are set to 3. I think that's Korean get back on the track. Right, Libby now on the back of Javier. Javier's in the pits just on in lap 9, so pit stops are starting to happen as Nav Go-Meister again having some adventures here. Not really having the best of races, both Toro Rossos. Look at that, Finley sliding on those old tyres. Do you know what? I think Finley needs to come into the pits because those tyres are not helping whatsoever. I think he's still struggling with no ABS around here because I think the brakes are statching on him and locking up and they're going off the track as well. Needs to be careful. We did see him make a mistake through turn 3. Doesn't do it this time, but Patrick all over the back of him. Do you know what? I think it's the best time for Patrick to start pitting. That's Kyle who's just spun through the final corner. back on board with the top 2. Look at how much Patrick's gained on Finley. Look at that. It was 1.6, now it's 3/10. Either Finley's struggling with no ABS. He's got to be careful though not to spin. You know what? I think it's for his sake. Just take it nice and easy. And Demon Racing's got past his teammate De Garbs up into 6th place. Now, who will pit first? Will it be Patrick or will it be Finley? Patrick trying to force his championship rival into a mistake by doing a dummy, and he's going to pit. No, he's not. Yes, he is. They both pit. That's a Renault and Kefman into the wall. Renault and Miss Ferrari, who's just spun at Ascari. Libby now gets a 5-second time penalty. Both of them made contact with Ascari, those two. Kefman and Timmets. And he's lost a part of his front wing as well, as the Renault driver. But where is... Look at that, double stack from both Williams there. Did Chris not realise his teammate was in the pits? Look at that, he's going to spend a long time in the pits. Patrick somehow has got ahead of Finley. Now, I was for sure that Finley was ahead of him before the came into the pits. It's the other way around. Patrick has got a decent gap over Finley already. So did get Finley held in the pits there? Did he have a penalty? I don't know. But for some reason Finley has rejoined behind Patrick. Did he get a full wing change? Or something like that. How long did he spend in the pit lane? How on earth did Patrick get ahead of him? That's the question. Doesn't matter because Patrick's not really his fight, even though he is, but he's quite far behind in the championship. All Finley needs to focus on is Hausman down in 4th place there. Things stand, I think it's Finley who gets the championship. Crane on the back of the 8th field. A safety car would benefit Hausman. He'll go on the medium tyres. If it does come out, Crane almost loses the back end coming out of Ascari. And Ryan Webb gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And De Garbs comes into the pits too, because Hausman's in the podium position. So look at that. Crean and V8 field almost going side by side through the final corner. Coming out of Parabolica, Crean. Got to be careful he doesn't lose the back end there on V8 field. So Ryan Webb comes out in 10th place, I think. Overtake has been done by Crean, but will V8 fight back with the braking? Yes, he will. Oh, they both make contact. V8 fields gets sent to spin. Comes back on track safely, but whose fault was that then? Did V8 field? Yes, he is using no ABS. So did he outbrake himself, lock up, and hit the back of Crean? It's cost him dearly. He's down into 10th place. Crean's there in 5th. Safety car will be lovely for Hausman right now. We'll go on the medium tyres and goes to the end on that. It will help him a lot because those guys behind him will be put under a delta. Game Freak's up into 4th place. Moitinho's behind Hausman, but Moitinho's tyres will start to go off sooner and have to pit again. So Demon Racing is actually the race leader of this race, up into 1st place. He's pitted on the safety car and he finds himself leading, up in 1st place. His tyres will go to the end, will Hausman, but Moitinho's will have to pit again. I don't think his tyres will go to the end. And the gap between Patrick and Finley, 1.9 seconds is the gap between himself and Patrick. So who's your predictions then? Will it be Finley or will it be Hausman? Moitinho behind Hausman. Can he force him into a mistake? Oh, V8 falls off the track again. Did Ryan Webb try and overtake him? Oh, he spun. Do you know what? If that causes a safety car, it will benefit Hausman a lot. I think V8 field should just calm down now and just probably leave the session because it's all gone bad to him. Hausman praying that he has the safety car because this will save him 6/10 behind is Moitinho. Moitinho's not the best person to have behind you. Imagine if that was Alex behind you. Bearing in mind Alex won't save ERS, so it wouldn't matter anyways. Bearing in mind Alex has got a race ban, hence why he's not racing. His reserve went to I Am Safai, but Safai didn't use it wisely and he has retired from the session. How's his EOS, by the way? Houseman, not too. Look at that, 80%, 83%. So he's got everything to play for. Patrick has overtaken Korean. In fact, he's in the wall. As Game Freaks is in the pits then. On the hard tyres, interestingly. So why did he pit? Did he want to do a 2-stop? Does he feel that the hards are not the faster tyre? He will go on the medium tyres, so it was a 2-stop from him. And he changes from wings, so that's probably explaining why he's in the pits. Things stand now. Houseman in second and Finley in fifth. I think Finley still win the championship if I saw it correctly. That's a Toro Rosso who's just crashed into someone. That's an Alfa Romeo. That Toro Rosso is Nav Go-Meister again. Oh dear, I don't think. Hope nothing happens. Lets him through, so I think Wolf actually crashed into. Oh, Red Bull's gone, and that's Korean again. Do you know what? Hope he's not race fixing, because if he causes a safety car, it will benefit Houseman a lot. They're both teammates, and I think they're both Dutch. So I hope they don't do a crash gate and allow the safety car to come out. For Houseman's benefit, they're under a delta on the safety car. He needs to cause this. If he wants to cause a safety car, got to do it in the right place, of course. Can't do it now. Patrick down. Who's that Renault as well? Kefman. What's going on in this race then? Some dodgy stuff going on in this race. Race fixing, exactly. That's what I was thinking throughout the whole race. You can't be doing race fixing. If you're trying to do race fixing, smart enough to think about it. Well, Houseman's teammate is Korean, down in 13th place. And Javier goes down the inside of Tibbets. Both Ferraris on Javier. Has the inside line, but the outside line is much better traction coming out there, and he's ahead. Because Javier straightens up the car as quick as possible and stays ahead of Tibbets. Can Tibbets use the slipstream to get ahead of Javier? I think he's a bit too far back for that. Korean 8/10 behind Yuri Games. Random question: does higher or lower tyre pressures give higher tyre temperatures? Higher. In USA, you don't want to be running high tyre pressures. Trust, your tyres will be overheating like mad in USA. Yeah, so my advice is go on lower tyre pressures for USA. Timmets has overtaken. Oh, yellow flags. That is a Haas, and Javier is off the track, and he rejoins down in 10th place. Korean has dropped back to Euro Games. Ryan's overtaken his teammate up into 7th place. Keeping an eye on Krimmett to see if he does anything dodgy. Hopefully there's no race fixing involved, because if it is race fixing then might have some controversy after the race. Chris outbreaks himself and goes off the track, takes the Charles Leclerc line, and he gets a 3-second tyre penalty to add to his collection as well. So Wojtyła's dropped back from Houseman, and I think his tyres are starting to go a bit. Wojtyła 1.6 seconds behind Houseman, was in the DRS range. Houseman could potentially win this race because I think Demon Racing might have to pit again. Ignoring blue flags, Nav Go-Meister, where is he? Down in 19th place. That's Renault of Patrick. Hopefully he's not trying to distract Patrick or Finley. Ghosted is rather annoying, and I hope he doesn't fight him, obviously. So Chris half a second behind Javier then as they head down into Ascari, fighting for 9th place, but Chris not having the best lines to Ascari compromised him, and Javier pulls away even more from Chris. It is difficult, Ascari. I struggle myself quite there a lot. So we know that Houseman can possibly, I think he can go to the end on these tyres, but these two, first and third, won't be able to. So if Houseman wins this GP, Finley would finish in 2nd place, and who's going to win the championship? 14 points. So if 15 points is the gap between the top two. He will score 50 points, if let's say. Houseman. Finley will score 36. The difference between those two is 14 points. And we've got yellow flags. Now go Master. Oh, that's an Alpha who's just got off the track too. Navgo Master rejoins the track. I'm trying to figure out the maths here. If Houseman needs a fastest lap, and that's highly unlikely being on the hard tyres. So Finley needs to set a fastest lap now while he has the chance. Has he got the fastest lap? No, he hasn't. That goes to Yuri. So in order for Houseman to win the championship, he needs the fastest lap to save him. Otherwise, he has no chance. In fact, let's see where he's crashed. Where has he crashed? He's crashed before the last two corners. The last two corners of Ascari. Will that cause a safety car? Moitinho's in the pits. No safety car involved. And he's left the session. Moitinho going on the end on those soft tyres. But Patrick splits them as well. So Houseman, if he wins the race, Patrick needs to be in that position because he splits both of them. So let's exclude, because we know that Demon Race will come in the pits again. Let's exclude him. Houseman's in first, Patrick's in second, and Finley's in fourth. If Houseman is in first place, and if Finley wants to win the championship, he has to be in second, ahead of Patrick. So he needs to get rid of Patrick first to win the championship. Let's say if Finley overtakes Patrick and he's up into second place, excluding Demon Racing in first, and he will have to pit again for sure. He'll get out of the way soon. I think he needs to cover the undercut from Moitinho being on those fresher soft tyres. So Moitinho, Demon Racing having the race with Moitinho, and will he pit this lap? Gotta pit this lap to cover the undercut. If he doesn't, he will rejoin behind Moitinho. Moitinho has just made it ahead of Chris, and he's not in the pits. But that ERS is not looking good either. So Houseman the net race leader, Patrick is second, and Finley in third. So if Finley wants to win this GP, he has to get into second place. Sorry. Pretending that Demon Race is not there, because he will have to stop again. So if you just joined us, at the start of the race, Finley jumped both Patrick and Houseman off the line. Houseman and Patrick first and second, Finley in third. Finley have got a beautiful start of the line, and he jumped both of them. Led the race until the safety car came out. He pitted on lap. Navgo Meister's joined. Let me think. When did he pit? He pitted on lap 10 on his normal strategy. Go on to the medium tyres. Houseman pitted onto the safety car. That explains why he's on 16 lap old tyres. Oh no. V8 Fields retired from the session. Oh, that's a massive crash. That'll possibly cause a safety car. Will it cause a safety car? That's a massive crash in the middle of the track as well. Surely that's going to be a safety car. There's another McLaren that's going slowly, and that's his teammate. No safety car then, so I think Finley might be relieved to see that. Yeah, so he's finally out of the way. So will Demon Racing then rejoin behind Moitinho? I can finally get a better picture. So first, second and third then. Harkreen on the back of Wolf C on fresher soft tyres. 1 lap old against 13 lap old hard. Should do it around the outside into turn 3, both side by side, and Harkreen's up into the 15th place. Alright then, so who's that racing point coming out of the pits? That is, he's rejoined ahead of Moitinho by miles. Alright then, so if Finley wants to win the championship, he has to finish in second place. Otherwise, the championship's going to Houseman. There's another possibility that Houseman's tyres might drop off towards the end of the race. If they do, Patrick will be catching up and possibly getting ahead of Houseman. This could be very interesting. Then we've got the second and third on the same strategy, whereas Houseman's gone for the longer strategy. His tyres will be going off towards the end of the race. He's got to survive these tyres. He's got to look after them as much as he can. If he wants to win this championship, it's in his hands and he's got everything to lose. Finley down in third place. He has to overtake Patrick, because if let's say if Houseman can go to the end of these tyres, which he will, and he's got the life in them, and Patrick doesn't catch up to Halsberg. That means, do you know what? I hope Patrick doesn't make it an easy fight for Finley, because it will give the championship to Finley instead of having a fair fight. So Halsman's best chance of winning this championship is for Patrick to stay in second place. Finley has to overtake Patrick. If he doesn't, then that's it. That's his championship ruined. Locks up massively, compromises himself into turn 1 and in turn 2. This is going to be a very interesting race. 7 laps to go, folks, and a Halsman will win the championship if it stays like this. Finley needs to finish in second place, and I don't think he can go for the fastest lap either, because we've got guys in the midfield pitting for a brand new set of softs. So I don't think Finley can get the fastest lap. 50 points going to Halsman. Finley, he will get 30 points, and Finley has to finish in second place. And make sure Halsman doesn't get the fastest lap either, which is highly unlikely considering everyone around him is on, well, a few people around him on a brand new set of softs. The Garbs has overtaken Tibbets here, and I want to keep an eye on Finley and Patrick to see if anything happens. I know I like to spectate everybody, but the thing is though, championship fight crucial, second and third. Towards the end of his first strategy, Finley was struggling with ABS, and I wonder if that's the case again towards the end of his medium stint. Will he struggle with ABS? We did see him lock up heavily into turn 1 and in turn 3. People who's just joining in, and Halsman will win the championship. Finley in third place. If Finley wants to win, he has to finish in second. Patrick's his only hope. Will he lock into turn 1 again? No, he doesn't. Nice and clean this time through turn 1 and 2. 6 laps to go in this race, and I don't think Patrick is catching Halsman. So Halsman's comfortable in first. Halsman best hope that Patrick doesn't give the position to Finley, or Finley doesn't overtake him. He best hope Patrick doesn't make a mistake. If Patrick makes a mistake, that means Finley has to go with him. If Patrick makes a mistake on his own, that means the championship's going to Finley. Patrick's not in this championship fight realistically. He is, but he's quite far behind in the championship. If he wants to win this championship, first and third need to finish outside the points. Finley's got a 3-second time penalty. That could be crucial. That could be crucial indeed. I don't think Patrick's got any time penalties, but he is getting closer and closer to Patrick. I really hope Patrick fights this out and not lets him go. He's getting closer, he's getting closer. And he needs to save EOS as well. Do you know what? Finley, Halsman might be a little bit annoyed with Patrick because it's his only hope to win the championship. Pulls out to the left hand side. And will he outbrake him? Will he outbrake himself into turn 1? No, he doesn't. He locks up, but it's okay. And Halsman will not like to see that whatsoever. So Patrick needs to get his game up and try and fight back Finley. Patrick needs to focus on saving EOS as they head down into turn 2, 3, 4. He would not like to see that whatsoever. He needs to keep in touch with him and save EOS while he's got the chance. What Finley needs to do is not make a mistake whatsoever. He needs to keep an eye on Patrick behind him. And Patrick should probably put it down into 0 because he needs to save EOS. Come on, he needs to save EOS. Good scrap going on for 5th, 6th and 7th here. Wojtyła with a brand new set of soft tyres on the back of Ryan. Oh dear, we've got a Renault who's just spun and he's retired. That's Kefman. Safety car, virtual safety car has been deployed. I wonder, will Finley try and abuse the glitch? I know a few people do, but we'll find out. 9.5 is the gap between first and second. I really hope it's a clean fight towards the end. I hope Patrick fights back and not lets Finley run away with it. He needs to fight back. It gives Patrick a chance to save EOS as DRS is now enabled because the VSC has been called off. It gives Patrick a chance to save his EOS. And Ryan Webb has overtaken Libby now up into 5th place, outbreaks himself, compromises his exit through turn 2. Libernau gets a better run out of turn 2, side by side, and he gets ahead. Wojtinho lurking in the background there on the soft tyres. Remember, Wojtinho, the man that started down in last place, is up into 7th. As Ryan Webb stays behind Libernau, what's going on between those two? Up into 2nd and 3rd there. Gone a bit deep into Ascari has Patrick. Needs to keep it nice and tight. He can't misjudge his braking zones. Finley, towards the end of his strategy, does have problems with ABS. The gap is now 8/10, and Houseman. Oh, that's an Alpha. He's just spun through Ascari, and he goes off into the wall. He's retired from the session. I don't think he's crashed there. His teammates in the pits as well, so Alpha's not having a good race, considering where they qualified 7th and 8th, not having a good race whatsoever. Teammate Cal down in 15th, exiting the pits. The gap between him and Korean is 25 seconds. Wojtinho stuck in that DRS train between Libernau. Ryan Webb's got back ahead of. Oh, he's just hit the back of him. He sent him to spin. He sent him into a spin. And Wojtinho benefited, and he's up into 5th place. He just misjudged the braking zone. But where's Ryan Webb? Ryan Webb rejoins down in 9th place. Libernau needs to concentrate on braking because it is difficult in turn 1. Heavy braking zone. Keeping an eye on the battle for 2nd. Remember, the 3-second time penalty is handed out to Finley as well, so let's not forget. Time penalty could ruin Finley's chance of a time penalty of a championship. I forgot all about that, even though it happened a few laps ago. So if Houseman wants to win the championship, he best hope Patrick stays within 3 seconds, otherwise the championship's handed to Finley. And Finley, he needs to be careful. What about, let's check the time penalties in fact. I can't help myself. I'm not checking the time penalties. Look at that. 1 warning from the whole race from Houseman. Finley. Oh, a 5-second time penalty at the start of the race and a penalty. What about Patrick? A warning. 1 warning. So Finley's under massive pressure here. I think the championship's handed to Houseman because I doubt that he can pull a 8-second gap to Patrick. Finley's DNF'd in the other 2 races has cost him. You could say Finley not turn up to a race because he could be bothered. If Finley turned up to that race, then if Finley didn't DNF, and if he bothered to turn up for a race, then he could have won this championship. Every race matters, they say, and it does. Not turn up to that race is a problem because you need to turn up to every single race. You don't see like Hamilton or Vettel just miss the race because they could be bothered to, even in the championship fight. In fact, it's not over yet because if Patrick makes a mistake, which is possible, then Finley could still win the championship because Demon Race is too far back and yellow flags are set to 2. Nobody. Unless it was a back marker slowing down. So Finley with an 8-second time penalty. Patrick is clear on time penalties. What Patrick can't afford to do is crash into the back of him or spin himself out. Look at that. Has the DRS slipstream. Pulls out. And Finley's been overtaken. So Houseman will win the champion if he keeps it like this. If it stays like this, 2 laps to go, Houseman will win the championship for FRL Season 3 for the last race of the season at the Italian GP. It did struggle in Brazil. Dare say he was lucky not to lose too many points considering he crashed in Brazil. And Libernau has overtaken Ryan Webb again. Ryan Webb not having the best of races. Down the inside it goes. Oh. Bit tight through there, son. Right, the battle for 2nd place is not over yet. The Garbs is overtaking Yuri. And where are they? They're down at turn 1, squabbling for 10th place for the last points positions. Ryan Webb's not giving up on Libernau yet. We go down the inside, brakes later to turn 3 and 4. Yes, he got ahead. That's a clean move from Ryan Webb. Right then, so battle for 2nd and 3rd. Houseman, 3.8. He's struggling on those hard tyres, but do you know what? It's the last lap. He has to keep it clean for the last lap. He cannot afford any mistakes. He's got a 3.7 second gap. Use that gap. Don't make any mistakes whatsoever. There's no need to push. You've got to keep it nice and clean on those old hard tyres. Finley's gone down the inside of Patrick into turn 1 and 2. He's ahead, but that 8-second time penalty is costing him a lot. Finley will be put down into 3rd place unless Patrick makes a mistake. Anything could happen on the last lap. Houseman needs to keep it nice and clean. Look at those old hard tyres. They look a bit shot there, don't they? Absolute scruff of tyres they are. Keep it nice and clean. Bring it home. No need to push. You've got a 3.5 second gap. Is he in puncher territory? I don't know. Could be. He's been on those tyres for nearly the whole race. Patrick's dropped out of the 1 second. Well, he's still got DRS, but he's dropped out of it slightly. Kept it nice and clean through Ascari. Finley though, and Patrick kept it nice and clean. And we're just going to wait till they cross the line. Houseman could be celebrating for this one. They managed to make their way through Parabolica nice and cleanly. And Houseman comes across the line to win the Italian GP. Houseman will, Finley will finish in. Houseman is the championship. Right, he's the champion for FRL. He is the championship of the FRL Season 3. Demon Racing will come across the line to finish in 4th place. Wojtinho, the man that started down in last place, he will finish in 5th. Chris finishing in 6th ahead of Javier. Javier got beaten by his teammate even though he was started much higher than him. Javier finishes 6th place. Libinal finishes 8th place. Ryan Webb in 9th ahead of the Garbs. Where is Yuri? Down in 12th. He lost 2 positions at the last lap. As Yuri will finish in 10th place, he takes it back. So your season 3 champion is Houseman. Paolo is your season 3 champion. He's done it nice and clean. Do you know what? I thought it was a bad decision, bad strategy to do, but you know what? I think safety cars. Well, if the safety car came out, he'll have to pit again, won't he? Paolo is your season 3 FRL champion. Congratulations for winning the last race of the season. You've done it. Absolute mega result. Commiserations to Finley, but he should have missed those. He should have DNF'd and missed that race. Patrick in 2nd place. The top 3 standings. The top 3 in the standings on the podium. Not bad, eh, for the last race of the season. Houseman has won the championship. Congratulations to him. Well done. I'll get him into the party. Do you know what? I will. So Houseman has been invited to the party. Got enough energy in my voice to keep going. Season 3 champion Houseman. Hopefully he joins the party so we can have a nice chat with each other. All came down to the wire, my friends. Houseman 1st place, Patrick is 2nd and Finley in 3rd. All came down to the wire. And Houseman will be joining the party. There
Hello.
he is, there he is. Oh, you got your voice too loud to be shared?
I think I have.
Can you go check? Can you go check just in case, please?
Yes, always allow. Yes.
Hello, mate. How are you? I bet you must be thrilled with that one.
Yeah, I really didn't expect it after my first pit stop. It was a big risk.
Big risk, but did you think it would work, that first pit stop?
When I went to the pits, I thought it worked, but then 2 laps later or something, I spun and lost 2 places, and then I thought my race was lost and it was just a boring P5.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. So in the early parts of the race, it was very unlikely that you were going to win the championship.
Yeah, I was
And
really struggling with the tires.
I thought that because the people around you on a brand new set of softs and mediums, so I thought to myself, he's definitely going to struggle. Do you know what? I did not expect you to win that race after what happened.
Yeah, me neither.
You proud of yourself for that one?
Yeah, I'm happy with the strategy.
Mate, you deserve to win the championship because you made less mistakes, more consistent throughout the year. Your previous results look very good, except Brazil, of
Yeah,
course, because what happened there?
yeah, but Finlay is a great driver and should have deserved it more. He
You
has
both,
less
you,
races raced, so
you both
but
deserve it.
yeah,
Are you very proud of it though? You still got to be proud of it.
yeah, I'm really happy about it.
Good, good, good. Were you a bit nervous at the start of the race, considering we started at pole position?
Yeah, the pole lap was just calm, but after that I was really nervous.
What do you think
And
about
then
getting
that,
jumped at the start?
yeah, that's just normal for me. My starts are terrible.
When you got down into P3, did you think, oh, could I find any way to fight back Finley?
Yeah, it's just the first lap and the safety car came. And I saw Finlay wasn't pitting, so I had to take the other alternative strategy.
Were you a bit nervous with your teammate? Because lap 10 and 11, all
Yeah,
three of you were fighting, and you were a bit
we
crazy.
had a fun fight. It was nice that I didn't. Nobody gave me a position for free.
Nobody, I know they didn't because were you a bit nervous fighting them? Because that's not the fight you want to be in, is it? And they were fighting
Yeah,
you quite hard in the midfield.
I was nervous to fight my teammate and the
So,
others, of course.
were you in a party together? Were you working together, or just
No, I was
fight?
in the party with others, with Javier, Liberdau, and Patrick.
How would you rate this race overall? Because you did an amazing job. Considering you've been on those hard tyres for nearly the whole race, were you a bit nervous that Patrick and Finley were going to come up to you and overtake you?
First I was, but at lap 24 I realized they wouldn't catch me, but then I got nervous because of my tire wear. I had to save a lot in the final 3 laps. At the end I got 70%.
70.
Yeah.
That's not quite bad, you know. I would have got like a puncher, knowing my tyres, because I can't save tyres for my life.
Yeah. I was driving so carefully the final few laps.
So when you came to the pits then, were you thinking, oh, did you have second thoughts according to the pits? Did you think it was a bad idea?
Yeah, I was first. Everyone at the party said I did a stupid strategy, and I thought it myself too. After I got held up in the midfield, but after Finlay and Patrick pitted, I saw I still had a chance.
If you went on the medium tyres, then you definitely would have shot yourself in the foot, but thankfully you went on the hards.
Yeah, but then something strange happened. Jurve had an illegal overtake on me, I think, but I never overtook him.
I never saw
So
it
I
either.
was also nervous about that.
Are you happy with the way things went in Italy? Could you have changed anything, or were you just happy with it overall?
It's a win. It's perfect right now. I don't know if I would have won if I was in the slipstream with Patrick and Finlay.
The whole race you'd be pressured by Finley and Patrick. They were slowly catching up to you. Did you think in the early part of the race that Finley and Patrick would overtake you?
Yeah, I thought I had a really bad strategy. So, and they were catching up really quick. Luckily, I made it then.
Were you praying that Patrick will finish in second place? Because if Finley finished in second, that meant he would have been a champion. But
Yeah, I was really wondering if I should pit on the VSC for the fastest lap, but I didn't do it. If I got the fastest lap and won, then I would have for sure had the championship.
Did you know that? Finley had to finish in second then for the championship?
Yes.
Did you know that he had any penalties?
Yes, I knew it's 4 laps before the end.
4 laps before the end. So I bet that whole race you were praying that Patrick would not get overtaken by Finley.
Yeah, I was so nervous when I saw them fighting.
How would you rate your whole season overall then?
The first half was pretty inconsistent and not really good. A lot of damage, but the second half was really consistent in my opinion, except Brazil.
You were so lucky that Finley got caught up with that incident too, because if he wasn't, that means
He would have won.
he would have won the championship, exactly. Were you a bit frustrated in Brazil? I never got the chance to talk to you, but in Brazil, when Finley spun, or when someone spun Finley, did you think, yes, I've got a chance of winning,
Yes,
I've got a chance to get ahead of him?
Yes, but I wanted to go too fast around Finlay, and that was a stupid mistake.
It was looking crazy.
If I slowed down more, I would have easily got past him.
When you got damaged, did you think that it was in Brazil? When you got damaged, did you think that could have been my opportunity right there if I didn't slow down?
Yeah, that was my. If I lost the championship, I would have lost it there.
I bet you were so happy when you crossed the line, knowing it's a good feeling. Release all that pressure. You were under pressure like the whole race. Considering you're in the midfield, I bet that pressure was on you not to make a mistake. You did make a mistake though. Down at turn 2, you lost traction, went onto the grass. I thought that was over. But the way you were driving on that stint was absolutely amazing. Do you know what? I forgot all about that little mistake you had. You were in second place behind Demon Racing. Then when he was out of the way, you were leading the race. Do you know when you were in the midfield, did you expect to lead the race at all?
I never expected to win, but it was nice and fun fights in the midfield, and it wasn't dirty at all. It was really clean.
What do you think your best race was overall then in the season?
This one.
This one.
I made one big mistake, but I absolutely nailed the strategy.
Soft
in my opinion. Yeah.
Patrick and Finley chasing you down. I thought you would have got overtaken too, but you managed those tyres really well. You massaged up to the end.
Yeah.
Did you in your head then? Did you know those hards could go to the end?
Yeah, I knew the hards were able to go to the end, but when I looked at it and on lap 20, it was really risky. So lap 24, I started to save tires a lot. And lost much more time against Finlay and Patrick.
The race is over in the chat. I'm replying to someone in the chat, but Houseman, congratulations on finishing first in the championship. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, you deserve it, mate. Have fun, and yeah, see you later.
Thank you. See you later.
Yeah, have a nice evening, mate.
Yes, same.
Alright. I'll see you all later then. See you next season. Either I'll be commentating or racing in Div 1. And
that will be fun.
Yeah. What about you? Are you going to Div 1? Or are you going to Div 2?
I don't know. We will see in the time trials. If I'm quick enough, then I will be racing in Tier 1.
Got some decent pace. You've been there and not there, if you know what I mean, in the season.
Yeah, the first half I was nowhere. I was just struggling to get to P4, but this second half I had a little bit more pace.
Good. You just need to practice more, mate.
Yeah, I had more time to practice because I'm more free from school now. I think that also is a big factor.
So, did the coronavirus help you win the championship too?
Yes. Great virus.
Right, we'll end it there. Thank you, Houseman, for joining me, and enjoy your evening.
No problem.
Right. We'll end the stream there. Thanks for everybody for watching, and Vegan Beef, if you want to watch the race, it'll be on my channel. I know you just joined in when it was over. And yeah, we'll see you all next season. And when is the next season?
I think after the game release, a few weeks after.
Alright then. Can't wait for that one then. So thanks for watching, and see you next season then for F1 2020. Goodbye. And it's over and dusted in 2019.